is Geraldine, and today we are going to be doing our amazing drop of Tulip and Tulip Thick. These are the newest styles that are going to be added to the Lashify Gossamer Lash collection. Super exciting, really fun, new styles. Come hang out with us. If you have questions, let us know in the comments. We are streaming on Lashify.com. We're also streaming to Facebook and YouTube, so say hi if you are there in those platforms. Lashify Danny is going to be in the comments everywhere and making sure you're getting your questions answered. If you want to come hang out in my comments, come to Lashify.com. You'll probably see me. I'm like a floating square, okay? So, super exciting. We are launching Tulip and Tulip Thick. So, this is our newest style. Let me show you what they're all about. Really pretty. I'm going to show you our long length so you can really see the construction of these. Unique style. Very pretty. So here's Tulip. Tulip has thin fibers. It's almost like B+. Our B+ lash meets Stardust, but without that little center point, okay? So we've got this sort of petal-like construction. It's got like a crisscross pattern. Really fun, so you get multi-length all in one look. And then Tulip Thick. Tulip Thick has thicker fibers. Same construction. Again, really pretty crisscross pattern. And it gives you that beautiful sort of petal-like look. Multi-length. And it's just gonna give you this really fun look all in one lash. So fun, right? So we're gonna play today. I'm gonna show you both styles. We're gonna do Tulip Thick, Tulip on one eye, Tulip Thick on the other eye, so that you guys can see. We're gonna use all the lengths today so that you can see all the different lengths and you can choose which ones you're gonna get, okay? So this is our official launch of Tulip and Tulip Thick. Super exciting. Let us know in the comments if you have questions. Remember that, let's talk about the control kit first, right? Because if you're just getting started with Lashify, you wanna start with the control kit. So, the control kit comes with everything you need to start using the Lashify system. If you have the control kit, you'll also be able to add tulips to your order and you'll be able to use the tulips as well, right? So, first you have a couple choices with the control kit. You're gonna choose if you want a black or a white hard case. If you get the black control kit, your patented fuse control wand, your applicator tool is gonna come in this bronze color. If you get the white control kit, your patented fuse control wand is gonna come in this hologram color. All right, you get to choose the curve on this wand. This is our classic curve. It fits most eye shapes. If you have a smaller eye or a flatter eye profile or a monolid, you might want to go with our petite eye fuse control wand, okay? See how it sits a little bit more open? This might fit better for your eye shape, but if you're unsure or, you know, you just like, it doesn't matter, go with the classic curve because it will fit most eye shapes, okay? Every control kit will also come with Whisper Light Bond. This is our adhesive. It comes in clear and black in this dual-sided tube. Let's go ahead and pin that control kit for you so that you can go check it out. If you are here on the website, you can click on anything that we pin here. It'll take you directly to that page on the site and you can still hang out with us here while we're doing the live, okay? So, again, you get Whisper Light in clear and black. That's a dual-sided tube. I'm gonna show you how to use this today. You get a water-resistant sealer called Glass, and then you're also gonna get 1, 2, and a third. You're gonna get 3 sets of Gossamer lashes. Let me pull one more out for you. You're gonna get 3 sets of Gossamer lashes when you get your control kit. We're gonna give you a 10mm cartridge, a 12mm cartridge, and a 14mm cartridge. All right, and then you're gonna get to choose which style you start with. So you get to choose either Amplify, Bold, or Curl. These are our core styles. These are the easiest styles to work with while you're learning to use Lashify. Amplify is super natural. Thin fibers, not a ton of fibers. It's gonna sit a little bit relaxed. It mimics your own natural lashes. So if you want something super natural, go with Amplify. If you like a mascara look, go with Bold. Slightly thicker fibers, a little bit more curl, go with Bold, okay? If you want something that looks like a lash lift, very natural but with a little bit more curl, go with the curl style. thin fibers, just like Amplify, with a bit of curl, and it's eye-opening. It's really pretty, very flattering on pretty much every eye shape. You can't go wrong. You're gonna get 3 lengths to play with, so you can play with different lengths across your eye and create whatever lash look complements your eye shape. All right, really fun. You get a little bit of a slightly magnified mirror in here so that you can use this to apply anywhere. Everything comes inside this magnetic storage box. You get a bunch of fun extras in here. You're gonna get a sample of Melt Away, which is one of our removers, and Pre-Cleanse, our lash prep. You're also gonna get a lid space finder tool, and that's gonna help you choose some other lengths to try when you're ready for more lashes. You get a QR code to scan, and that takes you to our tutorials page here on Lashify.com, and you can put on a video with our tutorial, and it'll, it's like someone's there talking to you, walking through the application. You can pause it and really get all the best tips for your first application. You get a set of wandums. Inside these are your wandums. They are silicone covers that go over the tips of your fuse control wand. They help reduce stickiness. While you're working, they give you a little bit of a wider, cushier fuse. This beautiful welcome letter is from Sahara, who is the founder and inventor of Lashify. So check that out. She really crafted this kit especially for us. Really well thought out. So your kit's gonna sit inside here. You remove that, remove the foam, and then you also get a place to put your collection of Gossamer lashes, because after you try out the styles in your control kit, you're going to want to try more styles, more lengths, maybe even more colors to add to your collection, because you can customize every single lash look for your mood, for your events, whatever you feel like, okay? All of that is a one-time purchase of $125. You get everything you need to start using Lashify. If you love the system, sign up for a membership. You're gonna get discounts, and your refill Gossamer lashes are gonna go down to as little as $10, okay? So it's kind of a no-brainer, really fun. So today I'm gonna show you how to use a control kit, but I'm also gonna show you Tulip and Tulip Thick, which is our launch today. This is our drop for this week. Our newest styles. This brings us to 20 styles altogether of Gossamer lashes. So you have so much ability to customize any lash look you want whenever you want. All right, say hi as you guys are jumping in. Let us know if you have questions. Let's go. So you get a sample of Pre-Cleanse in your control kit. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my lashes. I'm gonna put Pre-Cleanse on a little spoolie. This is our fluffer tool. I'm saving my makeup, so I'm just gonna come in and run that through my natural lashes to remove any residual makeup, any oil, any skincare products that might be on my lashes, because we're gonna be using a flexible bond that doesn't harden. It stays nice and tacky for you to give you a nice long working time. It's gonna be safe for sensitive eyes, so it doesn't harden. It doesn't harden, okay? So you're gonna work with it a little bit differently. Yes, we have a full lash wardrobe, don't we? It's really fun, because if you're a creative person, or even if you're not a creative person, it takes all the guesswork out. You just throw on some lashes and the lashes do all the work for you, right? You can mix and match all the styles all you want. You're gonna surprise yourself every time and come up with a new favorite lash look. Okay, so I'm running Pre-Cleanse through my lashes to prep them. I wanna make sure they are super squeaky clean before we start an application. No micellar water, no skincare products, no makeup on the lashes. What else? All of that, okay? Because we don't want anything that disrupts the bond. Lashes are clean, now they have to be dry. If you weren't trying to save makeup like I was doing today, you can put your Pre-Cleanse on a cotton round and just wipe down the entire eye area and let your lashes dry. All right, so I'm gonna use this extra tool. This is our blow tool. If you're looking for an extra tool to get, it's not necessary, but it is so handy. Our blow speed dryer just gives us this directed air so that we can start speeding through our lash application process. Or if you prefer, you can just hang out, right? Get in that me time. So clean, dry lashes is how we are going to start every single time. Now, let's talk about the bond. When you open up your control kit, you're gonna get a tube that has 2 sides. You can see on this side with the white writing, that is Clear Whisper Light. This is our bond, this is our adhesive. On this side, you're gonna get clear Whisper Light. It comes out white and then dries down clear. You're gonna get a pointy precision applicator on this end. On the other side, you're gonna get black Whisper Light. It has sort of this invisible black writing. That's how you know which side is which. When you open that up, you get black Whisper Light with a micro mascara applicator, okay? It's the same formula on both sides, so you can use them however you like. I'm gonna show you our traditional method of applying and using these bonds, but whatever you do, you're just gonna apply thin, light layers, very, very light hand. It's like when you're working with nail polish. You come in with a thin application, right? Not too heavy, not too much, all in one go. And you're going to let it sit for about 30 to 60 seconds so that it has time to go from liquid to a little bit solid, not completely dry, but tacky, okay? And then once you get to that tacky point, you can either add another light coat, you can build up a cushion of bond, and this is how they were designed, this is how this was designed to be used. Slowly build it up, add another very light layer of bond, and again, let it sit for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then you can start putting your lashes on once it's tacky. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. Okay, let's check. Lashes are clean and dry, let's go. So the way that we teach this is we usually start with the black side of the Whisper Light, but you can use either side you like, all right? I'm gonna show you how to use both, but if you just like clear, you can just stick with the clear. If you just like the black, you can just like the black, but you can also layer them. I'm gonna do a very easy bonding method today where we're gonna layer just two light layers, okay? So I'm gonna come in, apply just a tiny, tiny bit here along the base of my lashes. You can pull it through the length of your lashes if you like. That can give you a little bit more surface area for stick for your Gossamer lashes, but look, I mean, you can probably barely see how much product I'm getting on there. I can see the product, but there's not so much that my lashes are clumping, right? Very small amount, and we can always add a little bit more if we want to. Hi Chantel, will Lashify work for those of us with very thin or little lashes? Yes, as long as you have some natural lash, you can use Lashify, because the way that we're gonna attach the Gossamer lashes is to our natural lashes directly. Okay, so we have tons of clients who either have naturally thin or sparse lashes, or they're recovering from cancer treatments, or they have autoimmune diseases, all of that. And we have tons of clients who are loving Lashify. So, and we also have really natural styles that aren't as heavy. I mean, they're all super lightweight. Even our volume styles are incredibly lightweight. But if you've got thinner, sparse lashes, you can definitely use, you're gonna have a really nice time with our natural styles. They're gonna be so comfortable. You're so welcome. Okay, you guys, so thin light coat. Okay, and we're gonna let it sit for about 30 to 60 seconds before we do anything. If you do decide to get your blow tool, you can come in and give it that directed air to start speeding up the process. So that'll cut your, tacky time to what, like 15 to 30 seconds. And then we do a tacky test to see if it's ready. I use my fingernail and I just kind of tap to see if it's tacky. I can feel a little bit of a bubble gum-like stick. That is a good sign. And then I also check to make sure that that product isn't transferring or moving around. If it's transferring, it's still too wet and I just have to wait. That's how we know when to wait, when to go. We are good. So now, once that bond is tacky, I can either start applying my lashes right now, or I can start layering. So I'm gonna show you how we can layer the two different sides together. Even though they're the same bond and formula, the only difference is the color. You can combine them if you like, all right? So I'm gonna come in and I'm going to just tap this in to the base of my lashes. We're going up away from the wet line because that's where the lashes are gonna go. We never attach these lashes to our skin, okay? Lashify was designed to be applied onto hair. So tiny, tiny bit. I know you guys can't really see that product going on there. I can kind of see, but that's good. We're gonna use a very light hand. And we're kind of creating a little bit of a guideline for placement of where these Gossamer lashes are gonna go, okay? Oh, I can feel them sticking. So the nice thing about the Clear Whisper light, it comes out white and then it starts to dry down clear. As soon as it's clear, then you know it's tacky, so you can actually watch it. That's one of the benefits of working with the Clear Whisper light, all right? So now, Tulip and Tulip Thick, right? Tulip and Tulip Thick is our newest launch. They just launched officially today. We're gonna use those styles today so you can check them out. We're gonna go all the way from 8mm all the way to 18mm. We're gonna create a wing so you can see all the lengths, all right? So check this out. These little baby 8mm, if you love a shorter lash, some of our lash styles come in as little as 8mm, and it's great, right? And again, this is gonna feature, both Tulip and Tulip Thick is going to feature this V sort of a shape, this petal-like shape, and these are thinner fibers on the Tulip. So let's check. It's clear, that means it's tacky. You can also do your tacky test here. Look at that, look at how we're getting that nice tackiness. That is a good sign that we are ready to apply our lashes. No transfer either. Okay, your patented fuse control wand, you cannot lashify without this. This is the best tool for Lashify because it was designed for Lashify, all right? All the components of the Lashify system were designed to be used together. It's a complete system and it's so well thought out. This is why we have over 275 patents worldwide on the system. It's a little bit new, a little bit of learning because we've got some new shapes, new things, and new application methods, but it's so intuitive, okay? So you're gonna use your fuse control wand and grab the very tips of your Gossamer lash, and we're gonna go underneath the natural lashes. I recommend putting your mirror from your control kit underneath you so you can look down. You can start wherever you like. I'm gonna start on the inner corner today and just build up in length. And I'm just slowly going to apply. I'm gonna take my time. I'm applying 1 to 2mm away from my wet line. And let's see if we can show you that. Sometimes it's a little hard to see. We're gonna get really close. Let's see. Okay, coming in. Check that out. See that? You might be able to see the roots of my lashes there. You do want to see the roots of your lashes exposed just a tiny bit by 1 to 2mm right there at the base, okay? We need a little bit of room for comfort. We don't want pokey lashes. For longevity, if they're too close to the wet line, moisture from your eyes is going to start breaking up that bond a little bit too soon. We want them to last a bit, right? And then we also want to keep our natural lashes healthy. So this little gap, combined with the fact that we're working with bonds that stay flexible the whole time you're using Lashify, is gonna help keep your natural lashes healthy. They can move, they can breathe, they can grow without any tension at the roots that could cause damage, okay? There's also biotin in the bonds to help nourish that lash line. We're leaving out a few natural hairs on that inner corner because they're a little bit not so great at holding up Gossamer lashes. They tend to be a little bit more sparse, a little bit weaker. So we're gonna bring in our placement by just a tiny bit. We're gonna do the same thing on the outer corner, okay? And notice how we got that Velcro-like stick. That's how we know we bonded well, and that's gonna stay on. So now we're gonna go up to the next one. We're gonna go up to the next one. Let me zoom out just a tiny bit because I know it's a little scary. Let's see, let's go back in just a tiny bit. Okay, slider, do your job. Okay, so now we're gonna go to a 10mm. See how it just bumped it up in length by a tiny bit? So you can start customizing all of your lash looks. You can use one size all the way across if you like. You can use multiple lengths to create something a little bit more dynamic. You have all the control with Lashify. I'm gonna do a little bit of a spot fuse just so that they don't wiggle while I'm doing my application. If it feels good and looks good to you while you're doing your application, you can wait to fuse at the very end, okay? Next is a 14mm, same application method, grabbing up as high on the tips of the Gossamer lash as possible so I have room to move, and then just slowly looking down into a mirror, looking to make sure I have that 1 to 2mm gap. Very good, looks good. I like to sit back and just check out to see that I like that placement. If you don't like your placement, did you mess up? Not at all. So this bond is going to stay, after it gets tacky, it's gonna stay tacky for quite a while. So you don't have to rush through your application. And if you don't quite get your placement right on the first go, which, you know, is more likely, is probably likely because you're new, right? You can just take it off and try again. And this bond will stay nice and tacky for you. If you're moving a little bit slower and it starts to dry down a little bit, just add a tiny bit more bond. Tiny, tiny, tiny. You don't need a lot. Let it get tacky in the same way you did at the beginning, and then try again, right? So easy. I am gonna fuse just a tiny bit so that they don't wiggle. Sit back, I like it. So far we have 10, 12, and 14 millimeters. See how we're getting this like really fun variation in the lash map? This is what I love about some of our styles that feature multi-length. It does all the work for you. If you like something that looks like a hybrid lash extension look, look at that. 10, 12, 10, 12, 14, 16. 10, 12, 14. Oh my gosh, where are we? 10, 12, 14, 16. No, 8. We started with 8, you guys. 8, I was like, we have 4. 8, 10, 12, and a 14 millimeter. So, you know, you get to choose. When you get your control kit, you're gonna get sizes or lengths 10, 12, and 14 millimeters, so you can start playing. And then once you start looking at other styles and more lash styles to add to your collection, you can determine whether you need some shorter lengths or you want to try something a little bit longer. Thank you. Hi, Bev. Thanks, Danny. You know me and lash maps. I'm awful at remembering them. Okay, so that is a 16 millimeter. We're just building out in length. Some people have a little bit more lid space than others. So usually, you know, if you have a little bit less lid space, I would say you're probably gonna be more comfortable within the 8 to 14 millimeter range. If you have a little bit more lid space, you can start to wear a little bit longer, but that's not like, you know, set in stone. You can definitely, if you love a longer look and you don't mind a little bit of lash touching the brow action, if you love it and you think it looks great, go for it. Oh my gosh, check this out, 18. So this kind of a lash map where we do like a tapered length from short to long. This is gonna give you a wing no matter what style you choose, right? Because we're going from short to long, it naturally pulls everything up. Look how pretty and wispy this lash look is. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. And again, because we've got this nice new lash that does all this work for us, it's effortless, right? These lashes, all of our lash styles are made of Korean PBT silk. It is a synthetic silk, makes them super, super lightweight, very comfortable. It's not weighing down your natural lashes and, you know, causing tension that could cause damage. Tulips have really stolen my heart. Same, tulips are so pretty. So again, your tulip style is gonna be very similar to like B+ meets Stardust, if you're familiar with our lash styles already. It's a kind of an in-betweeny fiber. It's not, it's like a B+, a little bit finer, but thicker than your A's and C's. So pretty. This is 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Let's take a quick tour. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side with Tulip Thick so we can compare. Look at that. So pretty. We have also left out a few of the natural hairs on that outer corner, again, for comfort, for longevity. If you go too far out on the outer corner, sometimes the tendency is to get a little droop on that corner. So if we bring in the placement by just a tiny bit, you're gonna have a really nice lash look. Maricia, is Tulip comparable to Stardust? So Tulip, like I said, Tulip is like B+ meets Stardust. And what does that mean? So the fibers are gonna be like in between an A and a B as far as thickness. And then there's its construction. The construction oops, the construction is very similar to Stardust, right? How we get like, how Stardust kind of does this sort of V shape and then it has that point in the center. So in the construction, it's almost like Stardust, but without the center point, if that makes sense. So you can see like it does look sort of similar to Stardust, right? And they pair really well together. If you haven't already joined our Lashify LED Facebook group, I believe people are already posting in there. There might already be a combo lash look that someone's created. Danny, I think Danny might be posting one later. Kate is ordering tulips now. Yes, any suggestions on how to get them to last for a week? So Kate, I would recommend, what have you already tried? Or how have you already started using Lashify? Because it's really gonna depend on your eye chemistry, what you're doing day to day, how you bond, how you sleep. I would say just start with the basic application, and for a lot of people, what we did today, which we're gonna do again on the other side, can get you a week-long wear. I would say as a new user, give yourself a little grace. There's a little bit of learning in the beginning, right? These bonds are new. We're not used to working with a bond like this. It doesn't harden immediately like lash extension glue. It behaves a little bit differently than strip lash glue. We're gonna work with it in like layers of nail polish. I would say start with the basic double bonding method. See what that gets you. Some people use one light layer of Whisper Light and they're good for 5 to 7 days. But you're going to probably practice maybe 3-4 applications, and by that time you'll start to get more comfortable with what is my perfect bonding method and what is my perfect placement to ensure that they're not too close to the wet line, because if they're too close to the wet line, you're probably gonna get some lifting, right? So it's really gonna be dependent on each person. You're so welcome. Kate, make sure to join our Lashify LED Facebook group. Oh, there's almost 120,000 members in there, and this is what we're talking about all day, every day. It's a little bit different for everyone, right? So for me personally, all I do is apply 2 light layers of Black Whisper Light, apply my lashes, fuse, I don't even seal, and I can get however long I want. For people with watery eyes or oily lids, they might have to do a little bit something different, right? Maybe a couple more layers of bond and maybe pair their sealers or like combine their sealers to get a week-long wear or a 5-day wear. So you're gonna find your perfect recipe, all right? It becomes very intuitive once you know how to work with the products. All right, you guys, are you ready? We're gonna do the other side a little bit faster because now we know how to apply. I'm gonna come back in, same thing, a light application of Black Whisper Light. Again, you can pull this through the length of your lashes if you like. My natural lashes tend to clump. They're like medium length if I pull the bond all the way through the very tips. So I just go about halfway up. See what works best for you. Again, we're using a super light hand, not too much product in any one layer that we apply. And we can always apply a little bit more. We're gonna apply a light hand and let it sit 30 to 60 seconds. Don't get nervous that it's gonna dry down because you can always add a bit more, and you'll be surprised at how tacky it stays for how long. You're so welcome, you're so welcome. Tulip has such a great flat spine. They hold on the plus styles. So yes, Tulip, just like Bev said, Tulip has that flat spine. For us, when you see flat spine, that equals longevity. When we have a really flat spine, and by spine we mean base, that little base that's holding together the fibers. Look how flat that is. Let me see if I can get you a nice view. Try again, Jerry. I have to hold the one this way. Look at that. It just melts into your lash line. It's so comfortable. It makes it very comfortable for this under lash placement system, right? You guys, this is the first lash to be designed. Lashify designed the first lash to be worn underneath the natural lashes. This is why we have over 275 patents. Okay, let's check for tackiness. That's probably been about 30 to 60 seconds. I can feel, again, a tiny bit of a bubblegum-like stick. No transfer of product. I'm gonna go in and add another light layer of bond because we can layer our bonds, slowly build up a cushion, just kind of tapping that in along the base of my lashes, creating a little bit of a guideline for placement. And this allows me to apply or get enough coverage of adhesive onto my natural lashes without them clumping, right? And getting it all goopy gloppy. If I apply a little bit at a time and then wait, and then I can apply a little bit more, it just makes it so much easier. And then you're gonna get that nice Velcro-like catch when you start putting them on. It's really satisfying when you hit it. All right, you guys, tiny bit along the base there. Again, up a little bit away from the wet line because we never apply directly onto skin. We're gonna wait for that to go clear, and that's how we know it's nice and tacky. The one thing we can also do is put the Wandums on. The whole time you're applying, if you like, put them on, take them off, see how it feels. When you have them on, it does help reduce stickiness in case you're like over bonding or moving a little bit too fast. This can help. It does give you more surface area for gripping, for fusing. It's cushier, it's wider. So try it with and see how that feels. You can also take them off like I had been doing the whole time. This gives you a little bit more precision, but you might just have to move a little bit slower, right? How are you supposed to know what is thick and what is regular when there is two listed next to each other, but they don't say? How do you know the difference on the app when there's two next to each other? Are you not able to see Tulip versus Tulip Thick? You should be able to see. And if you are still having trouble, send a screenshot to concierge@lashify.com. They'll be able to help you because they'll, if you send them a screenshot, they'll be able to see exactly what you're seeing. Maricia says, my usual lengths are 10, 12. Do I have to go one size up like I have to with Stardust? No, you can do regular lengths here because, let me show you, let's see, what do I have here? Let's check out a B14. I have B14s here. Let's compare the length with a Tulip Thick 14. 8, 10, 12, 14. I have to remember which one's which. Let's grab that. Remember with Stardust, the longest length is at the center in the point, right? And so the rest of the lash is actually much shorter. And that's why we would recommend that you can size up if you want. In our case here, it's about the same length. The longest, there's quite a few fibers at that 14 millimeter length. So this is your Tulip Thick. This is B in 14 millimeter. You can see that they are pretty much the same. So I would start with your favorite lengths, 10s and 12s. And then, once you get them on, you can kind of see, you will get like little dips here that give a break in the volume. So you might get brave and be like, maybe I'll try the 14s in the same way that, we love the Stardust in those longer lengths. I hope that helps. Love it. Great question. Okay, you guys, are we tacky? She's gone clear. We are nice and tacky. So let's go. Marisa, I'm so excited for you. So you can actually tap right here at the bottom of the screen if you want. It'll take you right to that page. So easy for you if you can see it. Okay, same thing. We're gonna do Tulip Thick in all the lengths straight across. When you get your tulips, you can do whatever you like, whatever sizes, in whatever order you want. This is the beauty of Lashify. You can customize, you can mix and match if you like. Starting on that inner corner, look at that nice Velcro-like catch. This is why we, in a gradual way. And if you have finer lashes, you might need less, right? Because there's less to cover. So you're gonna play. Everyone's lash anatomy is a little bit different. So while we give you these really nice guidelines of basic application, it is a DIY system. So there are other hacks, different methods of application that might help you. And you're gonna find a lot of those here on the website. You can check out the dictionary, you can check out our tutorials because we do go in depth into other methods of application, little tips and tricks, and also join our Lashify Life Facebook group because that's where the tips and tricks from the community as well as the education team are coming from. So good, and we have a lot of nice visuals, like I said, here on our tutorials page. If you like something a little bit longer, more in-depth, you can check out our YouTube channel. Longer form, really in-depth, you can pause things as you go. Bev said, decided to try one length across and you love it. Bev, which length did you use? I want to see, because I love sometimes just using one length all the way across. Yesterday, actually, I put on C12 in truffle all the way across, and I loved it. I loved it. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna save this lash map. So easy, I don't have to think about anything. Just pull out one cartridge, throw them on, really pretty. So this is Tulip Thick. Look how different they are, right? This has thicker fibers. It's the same construction as Tulip. Tulip over here, Tulip Thick, that same V petal kind of construction, multi-length, but thicker fibers on this side. So far we have 8, 10, 12, and a 14. We're gonna continue to build up so you can see all the lengths, aiming for 1 to 2 millimeters up away from that wet line. Watching for that Velcro-like catch. Look how pretty.